What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? It is Thursday in the city. Let's get your home loan ready is the name of the show. I thought you knew, but if you don't, well, now you know. Can you dig it? I have on the show with me Miss Ramonica Caldwell Real Estate. Man, this lady right here is all about the real estate, all about Houston, all about helping the individuals get into the home and enjoy the process at the same time. And also, you will be educated whether you want to or not. Can you dig it? Miss Caldwell, what is going on this morning? And welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it, Shelton.
Oh, good. Thank you for your time. I know you are busy and you have a lot going on. Every time I look up, you're doing something different on social media. Last week, you was in a lagoon. So you're always moving around and doing so much stuff. So it's all good. So I appreciate your time. And I promise you I'll respect your time. It won't keep you on too long. But we're going to just give them this half hour of power. Can you dig it? And we're going to just move on from there.
Okay.
All right. First of all, before we get into it, let the people know who you are, what you do, and why should they be dealing with you when it comes to their real estate needs.
Absolutely. So my name is Ramonica Caldwell. I am a Houston real estate broker, and I service clients that are buying homes for the very first time and also sellers that have a property to sell for the very first time, or a property to sell that did not sell the first time it was on the market, or if you're for sale by owner and it's just not working out for you, I can help you also get your property sold. If you are buying a home for the first time, I usually like to make sure that the transaction is as seamless and simple as possible. A lot of first-time home buyers think that it's a much bigger deal or a tougher process to get through. Really, that's not true. What you want to do is get approved. Once you get approved, everything else about the process is simple after that. So that's how I like to keep my transactions and my buyers and sellers moving forward. I keep everything simple, smooth, and seamless.
Simple, smooth, and seamless. Let the people know how they can contact you and ways they can get a hold of you if they have questions, information that you can provide for them in reference to real estate needs as well.
Absolutely. So you can contact me on Facebook. That's probably the number one source where you can find me. I do a lot of posting on Facebook, and I look at my Facebook account pretty frequently. My business page is Ramonica Caldwell Real Estate Group, so you can find my information there. I do have videos on YouTube. You can search Ramonica Caldwell on YouTube, and you'll get a bunch of real estate videos there. You can look at HAR.com, which is the local Houston Association of Realtors, and my information is there. You can find me on realtor.com. Basically, you can just go to Google me, type in Ramonica Caldwell, and there's not many people that have that name, so I should be one of the first people that pop up. You can contact me directly there as well. My cell phone number is 832-293-5385. That's probably the best way to get a hold of me. It's usually a lot better if you can send me a text message. I can respond to that one right away and get you an appointment set up or get you some information that'll help you through buying or selling.
I can dig it. Can you dig it, fans? If you have any questions, comments, concerns, she's giving you information on how to get a hold of her. And I can attest to the fact that she's very approachable and very easy to get a hold of because as a loan originator, my bread and butter is real estate agents. So I always want to align myself with realtors that's about that business, that's about that action, and really wants to respond. Because the thing about it in this business right now is going to set people apart. Pick up your phone. Return phone calls, have integrity, do exactly what you said you're going to do. Those people that do that are the people that are going to succeed. Ms. Caldwell is doing that. That's why she's succeeding, because she actually cares about what she's doing. Yeah, she wants to make money, but also she cares about the people and the individual and not putting you in a bad situation just for the sake of grabbing a commission. And that's why I'm glad to make alliances with those kind of individuals, because it's all about teamwork. And today we're talking about the mortgage mindset, right? And that's important that we have that, because you have to make sure that you have dedicated individuals that is looking out for you, the client, because the mortgage mindset is easier said than done in a lot of cases. You know, hey, you look at a house, hey, you fall in love with the house. Okay, now what do I do, right? So you want to make sure that you have people around you that will guide you through the process and have the patience, especially when she spoke about first-time home buyers. There's going to be a lot of questions. It's okay though. Don't feel that you cannot ask those questions. And if you're dealing with a professional, whether it's a realtor or a loan officer, right, that makes you feel like your questions are not important, that they don't have time to answer your questions, I would suggest you find someone else to deal with. And preferably us. It is all good. So we talk about the mortgage mindset and everything like that. You are a realtor. How long have you been a realtor? And I want to kind of get a little background for my audience. You know, what led you to becoming a realtor out of all the professions in the world? What led you to begin this life of a realtor?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I have been in real estate for 6 years this year. This November will be 6 years officially. What made me want to get into real estate is I actually always wanted to be in real estate. So for me, I look at real estate as a way in terms of to impact the community and sort of change neighborhoods and beautify neighborhoods. I've always seen real estate, particularly home ownership, as a way to sort of either improve the community by keeping homeowners in the area or a way to bump up or upgrade the community by bringing new buyers and homeowners into the area. I grew up in a very poor neighborhood, and I noticed a major difference when my mother bought a house compared to when we were renting. We had an opportunity to have a yard. We had an opportunity to go to better schools. We had an opportunity to have family gatherings and things like that. It just made a tremendous difference in terms of how our lifestyle changed by owning a home versus when we were renting. So I always understood that as a young person, as a teen. And when I became an adult, I just wanted to do something that would give me that same feeling, experience, and lifestyle.
That's what I'm talking about. So you actually care about what you do. You're not in it just for the paycheck. I always ask people that because I always ask that though, because like I said, you guys, I know you guys make great commission with doing real estate work, but at the same time, you have to get the deal done. I mean, a deal is not a deal until it's a deal and it's funded, closed, and a whole 9 yards. So I always ask that question because it's really important, especially when you're dealing with the clientele out here and different people with different mentalities and different expectations. You really truly have to care about what you're doing, so there has to be some foundation of your why. So that's a great answer to the question. You know, you truly have a why. So that's what motivates you and pushes you out of the bed every single day, because you know why you're doing these things. And that's a great answer though, and that's why you're a valuable asset to this industry. And I mean, you're going to do great, and you're going to continue to do great. I remember I met you a long time ago. I was passing out some flyers at an open house, and I saw you walking out of the open house or whatever, and I think you were just not getting started then in the industry, trying to build everything up. And I've seen your growth over the years because I was out of originating, then I got back into it again. But I've seen your progress over the years, so I can say that I am proud of your progress, and I'm grateful to have a connection with you because I've seen you move up the ranks, you know, and sticking and staying with it, and that's very important. And so I thank you for that, because you could have threw in the towel a long time ago.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's not, real estate is not an easy industry to be into, but to get into. But I do agree with what you said. The more I'm in real estate, actually, the more I actually care about the business, and I can see that when you do care about the business and you care about your clients, that impacts the type of value that you bring to the table, and also the way that you are able to impact the market. So I do think that is a very big factor, is to make sure that you care about the industry itself and also about the clients that you are serving. I agree with that 100%.
Exactly, man, because every individual is different. Every mortgage transaction is different. I mean, everyone has a different, just like every credit profile is different, right? So everyone has a different way of doing things, and so we can't treat everybody, I guess, with this broad brush and a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. So you really have to construct deals that's going to be beneficial to every individual, you know, out there. Because as a loan originator, we qualify you guys on your gross income. That's not what you bring home. So you need to be able to look and see, okay, what am I really bringing home? What is my bottom line? Because my goal is not just to get you into the home, it's able to keep you in the home and then give you a better financial platform, as Ms. Caldwell spoke on earlier, to where now within 2 years, you're not out of this house because we just put you in a deal to get a commission and move you on down the line. We didn't really look at what your needs are. Okay, so that's the important. Again, we talk about the team. Have them sit down with you. What are your needs? What are you looking for in a home? Is it payment? Is it location? Is it down payment? Whatever. What are you looking for? And then let's structure something that's going to help you in that particular way. And what that does, though, that helps us because referrals is how we get our business. So if we treat you right, guess what? When you have the housewarming party, oh man, this house is nice. Who helped me out? Oh, this realtor helped me out. Oh, this loan officer helped me out. Rather than they just threw me in his house and they didn't answer the phone. They didn't care about me. It was such a horrible experience. Probably won't get any referrals. So you always want to look at the big picture. At the end of the day, how would you want to be treated? I think if people just start doing more of that, we'll have more easier transaction because we talk about the mortgage mindset. You have to have the right mindset to go into it. But again, you have to have the right people coaching you throughout this process because it's more than just financial. It's a lot of mental stuff that goes on with this stuff. And you have to be able to follow the instructions that's laid out. But also, people spend money with who they like, know, and trust.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you.
We have to be. Speak on the point of a pre-approval letter, the importance of a pre-approval letter from a realtor perspective. Please speak on that right now for my audience or people that may be interested in looking for a home. Tell me how important a pre-approval letter is.
Yeah, so you want to make sure that you have a pre-approval letter before, preferably, you reach out to a real estate professional. The reason why is because that pre-approval letter is going to be absolutely necessary in order for agents to really work with you. Oftentimes, agents like to see buyers that are already pre-qualified, even though a lot of agents do have a lending team that they work with. It's still a good idea to make sure you have your pre-approval letter. Usually, I will say in my experience from working with individuals that have had their pre-approval versus those that don't, the ones that know that they need a pre-approval before starting the home buying process are usually a little bit more educated about the process because they've already done their research to know that they need a pre-approval, so it makes the process easier. One thing that I can attest to from being a real estate professional is that the more homework you do, and this is one of the things that I harp on all the time, especially with my clients and my sphere of influence, is making sure that you are educated. A lot of times I find people, they come to the professionals and they expect the professionals to do everything. So we're all adults, so it is your responsibility to make sure that you take care of things on your end. So that means that doing your research, getting your pre-approval letter, knowing how much you qualify for, doing your own budget, so that way you're not completely dependent on the lender or the real estate professional to tell you how much house you can afford. Because one of the biggest factors where the lender resistance comes up is that people, a lot of times they fear getting that mortgage payment because they are afraid that they cannot afford the mortgage payment. But if you do your own budgeting and you set up parameters that work for your family and set up a budget around your own personal goals, then you're going to be a more savvy buyer than those individuals that are just getting a pre-approval letter and going with whatever the lender says. But overall, you need the pre-approval letter to, one, go see property. A lot of sellers, and this is how I try to explain it to the buyers, it typically makes more sense to people. If I'm selling my house, I don't just want any random person off of the street coming in and out of my house. And, you know, we live in a very interesting world these days. So a lot of sellers don't want you coming into their homes if you're not a qualified buyer. How can you show that you are qualified? Having a pre-approval letter shows that you're qualified. You've already done your due diligence. You've already talked to a mortgage professional that says that, hey, this person has the means, has the ability to be able to purchase your home. So I tell all of my sellers, and a lot of real estate agents do as well, that we don't even show the property to you if you do not have a pre-approval letter, which I think is it kind of makes it a little bit tougher for the buyers, but I can see why it's very necessary. There was a time when real estate agents were getting hurt not too long ago for going to meet people at the property, and just all kind of things happen. So you can understand why a person would not want a random stranger, because it's basically what you would be coming in off of the street, coming to look at their house if you didn't have a pre-approval letter. So that's why the sellers want to make sure that you are qualified when you're looking at their house, so they can have some way to be able to know who's viewing their home or not. And then the second part of it is, of course, most sellers absolutely will not let you submit an offer to purchase the home if you're not pre-qualified, because you can be tying up the property and holding the property off the market for other buyers that are